What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Lee Rose. And I'm back with another reaction video, man. Let's get into it.
When he dropped this video shortly before turning himself in on RICO charges. Now, in this video, Big U implied that people were cooperating against him. That may have been foreshadowing for what was to come. He would also express disappointment in members of the public for giving attention to that was also foreshadowing for what was to come after he turned himself in. So apparently his two worst nightmares are coming true while he's behind bars. There are people cooperating against Big U, and there are multiple people doing interviews currently telling Big U stories that don't paint him in a favorable light. One person in particular is an OG called Gumby, who just did an interview on Real Tunes where he says that Big U apparently dropped his flag while in prison. Now, dropping your flag is a term that when gang members denounce a gang or they move on, that's really looked down upon, because if you drop your flag...
So how we know that he did that for real? I didn't even know all this was real. But I guess it is, y'all. Yeah. I don't think he gave it up just because he got a case now. Come on now, man. This is what the OG saying, right?
Seen as if you're dropping your flag to protect yourself, or if you're not built for the gang life. But Big U, we know him as a notorious Rolling 60s. We know Big U as the leader of Rolling 60s. We know Big U as a Crip leader outside of prison. So for somebody to now be coming out and claiming that Big U wrote it up, or that Big U dropped his flag and Big U turned Muslim in prison and didn't want no smoke with nobody, that's kind of crazy. But Big U is currently incarcerated, and he's not going to speak out or defend himself because he got bigger things to worry about. But this is what he's talking about. People doing interviews.
Big U is like one of the figures that you have to check in with.
First off, shout out to the interviewer, man. That right there.
I guess Big U was the one that everybody got they were checking in with. Like, IJ person don't try to be.
Hold it out. Like, I'll hold it out. Listen.
What did he say?
What?
On what? Don't get me wrong. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. I don't know what the hell he just said.
He is a very powerful figure, I'm saying, in our gang culture. And respected and feared. But at the end of the day, go did some PC shit. Hoover. Go turned Muslim. He dropped his flag on Hoover. He was a Crip.
How the hell we know he telling the truth? Cuz about goddamn 70 years old. He just shaved all the goddamn hair off his goddamn face, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Even if he did goddamn say he wanted to hang it up, what's wrong with that, man? Goddamn, the boy's old as hell, man. I don't think Hoover carry on like that. Shit, all the time he had to think about y'all.
When he went to jail and he dropped his flag, I ain't seen nowhere on the Crip application where you can drop your flag for 16, 15 years and then get out of prison and then come back and control and be the whole leader of LA. No, once you drop your flag, it's over with. Whether you turn...
Who the fuck said he was gonna do that? Who the fuck said he was gonna do that?
Or Muslim, Christian, or whatever, and that's what he did. Big U was a Muslim his whole time in prison. I seen a blog where he said he knocked out like 30 Mexicans or whatever. Right. I wasn't there for that. I didn't hear anything about that in prison. I mean, but
you say you heard that he dropped his flag. You'll sit your Charlie Murphy looking ass down.
That's my assessment of him. You know what I mean? Basically, like, he was a Muslim in jail. That was the last time I seen him. I believe his name was Hannibal. And he wasn't just a Muslim. He was a bean pie Muslim. Like,
what is a bean pie Muslim?
A bean pie, a Malcolm X. He dropped...
Like he was in the Nation of Islam?
Yes, completely.
Shit, you got on Malcolm X glasses. What I was about to say is, I wouldn't be surprised if he got their own Big U paperwork. You know what I'm saying? They always get to talking bad about a person. That's the first way of letting you know that they didn't snake the person or like that. they start talking bad about it when they already did so. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised.
He was no longer seen as a Crip.
Stories like this is low-key why I applaud Loose Cannon. Loose Cannon is currently in jail facing a RICO, but you can't come on the internet and talk about Loose Cannon and think that
I heard Loose Cannon had to go to court. Oh, what's up with that?
a RICO going to stop Loose Cannon from hopping on that jail phone and responding back. Big U has been through the system before, so Big U understands, hey, bruh, hey, no talking going. I'm not tapping into giving an opinion on nothing on no internet right now. But he would even go on to explain that there was a time in prison where war was going on. He's from Hoover, that somebody from 40s, right, a neighborhood Crip from 40s, he would murder a Hoover in prison. Now, apparently that started a war. And Big U was a 60, not from 40s. However, they just kind of grouped everybody in. And when they had the ups on him, he was about to stab Big U, but then somebody stopped him from stabbing Big U because they claimed that Big U was a Muslim and not an active Crip.
The only neighborhoods that was up there was, I believe,
That could have been the Muslims just trying to, you know what I'm saying? That, oh, y'all get that he dropped his flag, Crip number, because the Muslims helped him out. Because the person that stabbed. I don't believe none of this anyway, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and don't get me wrong, maybe it's because I'm far away from them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. And they say that's where the gang banging came from, but it's like, man, it's like, I don't know. Maybe it just ain't in the news or not. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they need a different way of carrying themselves. Like, cause I don't know, like it's like it get like too much fakeness.
Lil Squeak was behind the wall, and
Who the hell is Lil Squeak?
Hannibal, which was formerly known as Big U.
Hell y'all?
Now it's to the point to where our building officers are calling us by name to come in. You know, me and so I was like saying, like, let's get Big U. But one of my older homies who was a Muslim, you know, kind of like, not even kind of like pretty much told me, Gumby, shut the fuck up. And
Hey,
he
right
explained
now,
to me
I
that
think you need to shut the up.
that's not Big U. His name is Hannibal.
You feel
And
me?
he explained to me the difference between a devout Muslim and him. And what he said, he's like, look, I go to Juma, you know what I'm saying? And I
Big U being a Muslim is not a secret, and the fact that he may have converted to Islamic prison isn't really that hard to believe. But I'm not inclined to believe that Big U dropped his flag and was no longer a Crip in prison.
Me either. I don't
That's
believe
not
that.
even possible, from my opinion.
Yeah.
Because for us gainfully employed people, what goes on in prison isn't our concern, nor do we care. But when it comes to gangbanging, when it comes to the streets, what goes on in prison is literally like their business. Like what goes on in prison is what they care. What goes on in prison? Who's the busters in prison? Who was dropping flags in prison? Who was a tough guy in prison? Who was a honcho in prison? Who held it down? Who wrote it up? Prison is, they literally get a direct source reporting from prison every day. Was rolling it up and dropping his flag in prison and was not like that. And he wrote it up and he was copping please.
Man, he probably
Big U
did. You
couldn't-
know what I'm saying? I ain't with all that. You feel me? But I ain't even got too much time on that shit, man. Lee Rose.